Surprise! That would be great. Yeah. All right, ready to count down in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Josh Garcia, and this is the Revival Motoring Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Chuck Hu.
Ahoy, hoy.
And Corey.si.
Hello, hello.
On this week's episode, we're going to, take a stroll down conspiracy lane, cover some news, find out some happenings. There's some shows and whatnot happening this weekend, and everything's happening, as we speak. And then we'll catch up with maybe some project stuff and talk to you out there in the chat. Before we get rolling, this episode is brought to you by you and everybody who subscribes to the B for B. What is the B for B, you ask? We will clue you in a little bit more later, but it stands for Bucks of the Boys. And you can go to our website, revivalmotoring.com, where you can learn more about that system now. So with that said, I like to keep things brief. We'll get right into it.
If you'd like to leave a callback number, press 2.
I thought we were going to pause for them to go to Bucks of the Boys. Right now.
We can. You know what? Matter of fact, if you're listening to this audibly, you can hit pause yourself.
Yeah.
Right now.
Pause it right here.
I won't talk anymore until you do.
Go to revivalmotoring.com and sign up.
For the old B for B.
The B for B.
Well, I got a quickie.
Fire away.
Quick, nice one. Boys, I saw a red M2 on the highway today, a new one. Mm-hmm. Oh, where's my volume? Okay, a little volume on this thing. This is crazy.
There we go.
That thing was unbelievable, dude.
Oh, they are
They
truly magnificent.
Dude, in red. First one I've seen in red.
Yeah.
Very squarey.
Yeah.
Lots of road presence. Just as much hood as it looks like in the picture. It's not long, but it just looks...
It's like the shape of a square. Because
It
it's
is the shape
wide
of the square.
and not that long. It's like a cube.
Yeah.
Right. Nice little cube going down the road.
It's a brighter shade of pale.
Yeah.
Just blasting right down the highway, dude. It was looking so good. Just blast by me in the old... Oh, that's a good question. It blasted by me in the old Lex. Nick Pazar is saying M2 versus M240. You know what? I see an M240 in purple every day on the way to work. Mm-hmm. M2's way tougher, dude. Way tougher.
So
M240's sick.
we started debating
M2's buff and studly.
debating that. So like it has the buff and studliness.
Yeah.
But on paper, it's not that much different.
Yeah, but that's how they always are on paper. Then you drive them both.
That's the
like,
thing.
Shit.
It's like and the price was significantly different. That's what was one thing. It was like, holy shit, you can save. I think it was like $20,000 differential, something like that. But it was wild. Raph did find a handicapped Silverado on.
What's that mean? Is
the
it
ones
handicap?
with it's the full size pickup, but the whole side opens up like a clamshell.
Really?
And you can slide in a wheelchair in and out.
You think you could fit a motorcycle in there so you could force eject?
That's like some Fast and Furious.
That's what
It
I'm
would
saying.
just be the forced eject would be like a slow sloth eject, but you could do it.
I like that. Al Richard, I have an M240. I'd love to trade it up for a purple M2.
Perfect.
I'd love if you do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm not going to lie. The 240, pretty boner jams as
Hell of a
well.
car.
Yeah.
A lot of car.
That's the M2. They really went extra heavy on it. They had there's a lot of sauce, a lot of spice.
Yeah.
Very good presence on the highway. Very good road presence. Like, whoa.
Matter of fact,
What's
you know
going
what?
on over there?
Corey, if you had a call back
Commanding.
while I pull this up. 'cause
I do, most certainly. So I got a message from a listener.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend. Great friend. TK. who I believe-
friend.
believe you were hanging out with a few weekends ago
At the thingy?
at the old thingy.
Yeah.
TK messages me. He says, I got one you can share with Chuck this week.
I love that.
He was pumping gas in his M4. So TK has an M4.
Love that.
Older dude with a full dresser Harley and the typical tucked in Harley t-shirt pulls up into the pump in front of me, takes the gun out, holds it pointed down to the ground, pauses to let it activate, and then hits it with a 1 count right into the ground.
Love that, dude. Hey. Oil comes out of the ground.
So, you're not wrong.
Going home, baby.
Some may call that a power move.
And so I like,
So he just splashed it.
yeah, he gave it a 1 count, which I think is still pretty
It's
respectable.
respectable. Hit it with the splash.
I think it's still pretty respectable.
There's
And
an Action Bronson song about that.
then he
Splash.
says, proceeds to fill up. Whole time doesn't look around to see if anyone's watching or saw him, so we can ensure this guy does this every single time.
I love that. Listen, you got to watch out for your own equipment. No one else is watching out for it for you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're trying.
So if you got to splash it, especially with that high-performance Harley engine, you got to splash it.
Could do what you got to do.
So one assumes he was filling up with the old 93.
For a Harley? Oh, yeah.
Hitting
Those
with
are the
splash.
best.
A little ground splash.
Let's see. What do you got over there, Josh? You find what you need?
Oh, yeah, I got it queued up.
Fire in the hole.
Because this has been sent to me nothing short of 5,000 times. And I appreciate that. But the overwhelming just hilarity of everybody by presenting us
Oh my God, I didn't even see that.
with the Wienermobile crash.
Where
So
is
this is
The Wiener's down.
I don't I do not know exactly where this took place. But the mini version of the Wienermobile, which I'm from the videos I've seen, let's see.
Cocktail wiener?
Let's the old cocktail wiener. From the videos, I would say
I-294 in Chicago.
it was piloted by a younger
Lady?
generation of it was a man and a woman combination, and I know that
Oh, you
because
hate to see
there's
the combos.
there's a video of both of them basically being not ejected. Let me rephrase that. It wasn't that bad of an accident of themselves
That
crawling
looks like
out of
pretty
the
bad of an accident.
out of the top of the wiener.
Yeah.
So they looked both fine. You know, probably a little shooken up. I mean, you get tossed around on the highway in a hot dog, you're probably.
Hey, if you live to tell the tale, that's a win.
It's just do mom and dad have a story for you?
Here's the biggest issue. It's on a Mini Cooper chassis.
Yes.
Yeah. Almost
So I think
impossible to flip over.
Well, but impossible until you add 2,000 pounds of sheet metal on top of it. Also, like,
It's blocking the whole fucking highway.
I don't think you understand how small this thing is.
I'm gonna try
It's
to
like
get.
the size of a
Also,
club.
first off, that's amazing. It's so cute in real life. You guys, if you haven't seen what this mini Wienermobile looks like, look it up. Also,
Yeah.
incredible shout out to the real American hero that took that picture.
Yeah, I gotta.
Oh, there's
Thank you
just
for your service.
there's just it's
Look
just
at the tiny
Look at
wiener.
it's
No,
all look at there's it on a flatbed.
That's what I just showed.
Dude, it's so
Chuck.
cute I don't even feel bad anymore.
Click the one second down, all the way to the right.
The
Second
comparison?
down.
The comparo?
This right
No,
here.
no, no. Next one over.
This one.
That one.
Let me
That one
see
right
it.
there.
Let me. Oh, it's leaving the beach. Dude, it's unbelievably cute. You know what happened? The tow company's like, Wienermobile, send the biggest thing we got.
Hold on, look at this headline: Police grill drivers involved.
Who did that? Click on that. CBS News
CBS
Chicago.
News.
Oscar Mayer Wheelbarrow rolls over on freeway. Police grill drivers involved.
Bravo, you!
Fucking unbelievable.
Look, we're not the biggest fan of news sources in general these days, but bravo, CBS
God, those
Chicago.
guys are really knocking it out of the park.
Dude, there's so many. Like, truly, we were sent just so many different angles. We've seen every angle. Like I
Dude,
said, there was a video.
Not even one of you guys sent me this? This is tough.
I honestly thought everybody was getting this because there was just.
Oh my God, it's fun. It must have been the cutest recovery anyone's ever done.
Here we go. Here's the. We can't play it, but this is them just crawling out of the side. Just
Someone's
We can't
comment.
play it on that?
no.
It's only 13 seconds. No one's going to see it. We're getting demonetized anyways, let's be honest.
I know that's a screen cap from it.
Oh yeah. There we go. Oh my god.
Hit this button.
There we go. Let's
There we
mute
go.
that.
There we go. Okay.
That just obliterated.
All right. If
everyone
you're on the live stream, just squint.
Yeah. You might be able to see this. Yeah, but it's just that.
No way. Wait, why is it not blocking the highway there?
I'm guessing they had to.
It flipped over the long way.
I'm just-
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm guessing they
I think
had
there's something
to.
behind this. Must be money behind this. Must
Yeah.
be a big wiener.
Right. You know what? Oh, actually, look at the straps are on there, so they might have had to
drag
straighten.
it to flip it.
Yeah, they really had to straighten out the gagger before before they hoisted it onto.
I
the
really think the issue's the bun's too small.
Yeah. Pickle Pete and Mustard Maddie were driving it.
Oh my god!
I hate to see it.
This comment, I bet they didn't relish this moment. Dude,
You think this is going to go on their driving record?
oh man.
Carman Cam, can we talk about how the mini weenie has two windshields, one in the bun in the original mini glass?
That is
true.
that is incredible.
Probably
Actually,
saved their lives.
because he's 100%. Look at you can see it through.
The cool thing is,
Carman Cam, I love that you put that work in.
I think it's a Cooper S.
It is for sure. And I guess the wiener just goes on top.
Eh?
I guess the
Right,
Frank's
it's
above
just
the Frank's above the beans.
Frank is above the beans in every way possible.
It's so cute, dude. It's unbelievable.
I love seeing it on the tow truck.
The tow truck is great. It's like when you're at a wedding or something. Someone comes around with the last cocktail wiener.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take it. I'll take care of that.
Oh man.
Can you imagine the 911 calls? There's just
There's a
many
wiener
of
on the highway.
Excuse me.
Weenie down.
We
Weenie
just-
down.
I just.
Imagine seeing it happen.
I would have just stopped and I wouldn't have left until the wiener's gone. I would have taken up all the traffic.
Oh,
My
man.
God. So, yeah, I appreciate the callbacks from everybody.
Wow.
Displaying the flipped over wiener because that was just, I mean, you couldn't, it just writes itself.
Talk
It
about
just writes
bring a
itself.
smile to your face, you know? What else went on? Not as entertaining. I went to Lock City this weekend. I showed up there so early, people were like, what's this guy even doing here? You know?
Oh really?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I went get donuts with the kids, and my kids' friends were coming over like, I got to get out of here, you know?
Peace.
So I got there like 10 o'clock in the morning, helped Garrett set up the DJ stuff.
That's the best.
But I'll tell you what, they were having a big cruise leaving from there for some other thing. Like they did a couple tour laps of the old track.
Yep.
And there were bikes and cars. They had them in like different run groups. But the amount of checking in, I thought Lock City went like maximum security. I had to get through like 3 checkpoints before I get over the bridge. And I'll tell you what, when I got there, boy, were my New Balances tingling, because there were a lot of Corvettes getting on this little track tour. Obviously, some guy got thrown off doing the laps because he was doing hole shots. Obviously,
Perfect.
There's another guy riding. There's a guy on the bikes in his Harley. He was riding the ass of the guy leading in the Camaro. He was dragging his bags when he was turning, which I think is cool for those guys. I don't know. It was pretty funny. But yeah, I'm talking about this because I had to leave before anything really started, you know? Played a little music.
That's all right.
Listen to Garrett play a little music. Got to see everybody.
Yeah.
Guys doing their qualifying raps. Those boys rip. They absolutely rip. And it was just a competition. It was really cool to see the beginning. I'm sure it was great for everybody who stayed. I had to dip out for a meat extravaganza with the man Corey himself and you.
Yes,
Yep.
most
Yeah.
certainly.
We all got critically injured besides Corey
Yeah, I put
by the meat.
I put it down.
I mean, that Oscar Mayer arena looks pretty good after what happened to us.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome. Oh, looks like Ghost Image is bringing up. Should we hoard all our vintage revival merch like Beanie Babies? Yes, you should.
Yep.
We are officially vintage.
Do we know how much it went for?
I don't.
I'll find out when all my stuff goes on eBay.
The person who sent it to me said that they bought it because they had to. So
nice.
That's amazing.
So they're like, I found this and I had to buy it. I'm like, oh, that's super cool.
Our
could've
magazine
bid it up for us.
Our magazine sold on eBay for $5 more than we sold it for.
It's
So I mean,
Yeah, but with inflation, we're probably selling for less.
it didn't even cover the paper. Didn't even cover the paper it was printed on. But that's cool. I mean, I think 7 of those shirts.
Yeah.
Of like that style.
I'm moving
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
You find mine on
Yeah.
there.
I'm gonna cash in.
they're like a Rolex.
I went to go get some shit with my kids in the M6. I'm trying to drive all the old cars every weekend, you know, make sure everything's good. Haven't really driven this thing for a little bit. Gas went to shit in it. Oh, luckily it was less than a full tank, less than a half tank. But man, the thing falls flat on its face when the gas goes shitty on that thing. So we filled her up, back to normal. Shook it around a little bit.
Yeah, give it a shake.
Yeah, I'm gonna take like 5 gallons out of it and put it in the UTV, then fill it up again.
I've got a follow up to that. I've told you the story. I don't know if I told Josh already. Past Friday, got out of work a little bit early. I was like, you know what? Before like the world gets out of work, I got a few errands I'm gonna run. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna grab the Honda, run the end of a few errands in the Honda.
Yeah.
You know, just like you, I want to put some miles on it. You know, use the cars a little bit. Driving around and I'm like, damn, like this car stinks. And just like you, I'm like, you know, I mean, it did sit for 6 months. I mean, it sat for a long time with gas in it. It could just be bad gas. Seemed to be driving fine though. And I'm driving. I'm like, I don't remember this car smelling this much like gas, like this kind of sticky. I'm thinking, I must be a vent tube I didn't plug back in. Like, I don't know. Get to the gas station. Now it just stinks like gas, but it does. I'm at a gas station.
Yeah, it's Gasville.
I'm only like a mile from my house.
Gas
Like,
town.
I'm like, let me drive it to the house, and I'll poke around there, see what's going on. Get home, pull in the driveway, pop the hood, car's still running. I look, there is fuel spraying everywhere.
Little engine cleaning.
Everywhere. And I'm like, holy shit. Turn the car off, push it towards the back of the driveway, away from the house. And I'm just like, what the hell? It's so hot because I've been driving for like an hour and a half, just kind of like putting around town at this point. And I'm like, I don't know like the best thing to do here. So my immediate reaction was like, do I get the hose and just like hose off the engine bay? Because I'm kind of like, I want to get the gas out of there because the engine's really hot. But I'm like, then the engine's really hot.
I think that just makes more gas.
And you're spreading it around.
That's the other thing too. So it's like I'm just spreading
You just
gas.
made the most flammable puddle in front of your house.
So I'm spreading gas at this point.
Or like that's right now it's not on the exhaust manifold.
Yeah, I know it's not burned right now.
Yeah.
So
You need more aggressive exhaust manifold.
so I go inside, I grab a fire extinguisher, just keep her by.
Yep.
Keep
Just,
her by.
You can do kind of that stuff.
Yeah, you keep her by. And
Standard
then
procedure.
I go grab a few like paper towels and I like ball them up and I jam them like under the fuel rail where I can see it was leaking from. Dry it all up. It's hot as the dickens. So I grab my leaf blower and now I'm like trying to cool it off like like an F1 car.
Try to really ignite the flame.
Cool it
Right,
off.
because that's exactly right. Right, flame needs air, so might as well just
Yeah.
So anyway,
stoke it.
Burn it right off.
I get rid of that and then I'm just sitting in the garage staring at it because I'm just like, if I walk away,
yeah, it's going up.
it's going up. So I just waited. In the meantime, I was like, Pete Coots, he rebuilt the injectors for me. Everything looked good.
Coots daddy.
No issues. Like, let me hit him up. Maybe he's got some insight of like, did I do something wrong? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just the first person I thought of. Immediately, he's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, X, Y, and Z. Shoots off like 3 things. Here's my phone number. Like, call me. So I call him up. I'm talking to him. And we're kind of running through a few things. And then it kind of like dawns on me that I was like, yeah, the fuel rail was like really hard to fit. I think I even said it to him.
Yeah.
Like really hard to fit when I put it all back together. And he's like, man, it shouldn't have been. Like it should just kind of like
Thump right in.
pop right on. And I'm like, nah, man, I like how to wrestle this thing on.
Really fucking WrestleMania on
So
that
I'm
hell in
thinking,
a cell.
I don't know, man. Like, could it be like the wrong O-rings on top? But everything looks fine. Like he obviously knows what he's doing. Like he rebuilt them. Everything was good. Car was running great. So I actually reached out to then Mike Cabral, who's been on the show. He works for the
Fall River Police Department.
for what's they saying? We tried.
We'll try.
We'll try.
Hey, we'll try.
Who's a big Honda guy? Reached out to him, and I don't even know what I asked him. Actually, I totally forget what I asked him. And I bust out my tools, and I'm like, maybe the fuel rail is loose, right? So I throw a 10 mil on, and I got like maybe like a quarter turn on one of them and a half turn on the others.
Just a fucking little torque on
But
there.
like to be fair, like the torque rating
What do you get, a half inch on it?
per Honda
Yeah.
is 9 foot-pounds. So like at any point,
You get 9 foot-pounds. I mean, you don't have to enter Muscle Beach to
yeah.
get 9
At,
foot-pounds.
at any point, like I can get a half to so. But then I'm thinking, I'm like, that's not the fuel rail that I'm screwing down is just like holding it to the engine bay. It's not really like doing anything at this point.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me rip this baby off. Rip the fuel rail off. I mean, the O-rings were just shredded. It was
Yeah,
like
the pictures you sent
Parmesan
me was
shredded
fucking
cheese.
Unbelievable.
It was,
I fucking obliterated these O-rings.
It
putting
looked
this
like
thing on.
just a blown up balloon nut.
Dude. So anyway,
the world's smallest
back
rodent
to Pete
was
Coots.
chewing on him.
He's like, did you use like any kind of like oil or like grease or
Nah,
whatever?
son.
I'm like,
Astroglide
you know
or
what?
something.
Now that you say that, I did not. I just ham-fisted this fuel rail
Blow them
on.
out.
No, I know better. Like I know like not like dry fitting O-rings.
Yeah, you can blow
I don't
an
know
O-ring.
for some reason this time didn't listen. So I knew I had a rebuild kit at the garage here because I originally planned on rebuilding them myself, but I said, you know what? Why am I going to do this? I can have P. Coots inject a spa, make sure they're good.
Yep.
Before rebuilding them and have them rebuild them for me. Have the O-rings, replace the O-rings, a little bit of Vaseline on them in the little pinky in the old rim there.
Yep. Just
Right around the O-ring. Don't you know the fuel rail? Just
Yeah,
like
dude.
Just perfectly popped in.
pops on.
fucking paradise.
Pops on. I didn't even bolt it down. I just set it in place. Go in the car. Turn the key on.
Go
Run
for
the
a
fuel
run.
pump.
Yeah.
No leak.
Come on.
No leak. perfect.
I love that.
Hey, you know what? Just do it right.
You gotta
right.
do it
When
right.
it comes to fuel, do it right.
Do it right the first time.
Yeah.
Get a lube her up.
Yeah, fuel is like a no comeback type situation. But I've
Gotta lube the channel.
I've driven it a handful of times since then. I've let it run for a prolonged period of times. There's no
Nothing.
leaking. There's
No,
nothing.
no leakage.
Love that.
Actually, Kinder was at the house. Yesterday. Kinder was at the house. And we were looking at something in the garage. So I rolled the car back a little bit. Took a peek under. Still bone dry. So nothing in the engine bay either.
Praise God.
So yeah, I got lucky.
Praise God. I love that. God is good. Kept that car alive.
God is good. God is great.
God's plan.
I got speaking of God's plan, details by Doug in the chat there. Chuck, did you do the pine sol method on the beat to get rid of any leftover smell? Big shout to Jesse, who were at the donut meet the other day. I think I mentioned it. He mentioned, and the car was smelling a little mouse housey.
Yep.
Jesse said, you know what, you hit it with pine sol, you wipe it all down, and then it smells like pine sol for 2 weeks, and then it doesn't smell like anything. So I'm currently in the pine sol smelling stage. It seems to have worked.
Right.
Kind of pulled out the whole. I mean, I guess it would be the transmission tunnel, even though there's no transmission. It's a linkage tunnel on that thing.
Yep.
Wiped all that down. Wiped out all the stereo. Got everything kind of cleaned up above the vents. Pine sol the shit out of that thing. So it smells like pine sol. Definitely smells way less like anything now, which is really a good sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the battle with the mouse house is still ongoing. I did drive the Mirror this weekend. As I said, I was trying to drive everything, which is so much faster than the Beat. Wildly more aggressive.
Now you just got to turbocharge.
What drives better though?
Oh, the Beat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. If you're trying to be a fucking hooligan, the Mirror drives better.
Yeah.
But you could just throw it at any turn, and somehow the hand of God gets you through.
Yeah.
It sticks.
But the Beat, rear engine, ITBs, wah,
Yeah.
it just,
Right, it just adds that.
Not getting any faster as you go up in the revs.
Right. You just feel it.
Yeah, dude. So I drove them both, and then we had to go to Corey's deal, and I was a little late, and I was like, oh, let me hop on my M5. You know, I've been driving all this crap all weekend. I'll tell you what, you want to make your fast car feel really fucking fast again?
Yeah.
Just drive K cars all weekend. I got on that thing. I was like, holy shit.
I mean, it's
This is so much better.
10 times the horsepower.
Yeah, this is so much better in all ways. So
A 10
that was
times
nice.
multiplier.
Yeah, the 10x multiplier in weight and power really got it done for me. So I think it's only 5x weight.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think it is 5x. That's why it's so much faster. So, yeah. But the pine sol trick's cool, man. If you got something that smells like mouse, especially car stuff, Jesse used it on an airplane, dude, hit it with a little pine sol. You know, go heavy on the sol, like a rag with sol. Just get all over that metal, get all over the plastic, get it nice and clean.
I'm a big pine sol guy for cleaning in general.
Are you really? I was never a pine sol man.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to say that I now am.
Yeah, you know more.
The community's been very gentle and welcoming me.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm a big pine sol guy now.
I like the trick back then used to be Simple Green to clean your wheels for your brakes.
Yeah,
That was great. I do like Simple Green a lot
that's crazy.
for BMX stuff.
Okay.
Not car stuff.
Just say, wow.
No, sorry.
Don't like
Yes,
your wheels
for-
a lot,
for
though.
BMX
Love
stuff.
Silver- Yeah.
And then what do we use it? Fabuloso. Big fan of Fabuloso.
Oh, Senor Fabuloso.
Senor Fabuloso. You can get it cheap. It comes in many different flavors. They all taste wonderful. And you can dilute it if you want as well. But Pine Sol,
Fabuloso. It do be hitting.
it's Pine Sol though. You know when there's a connoisseur using Pine Sol.
Yeah, pine sol's
just-
real.
yeah.
And Poland, Mr. Clean's called Mr. Proper, which is got to be the best cleaning solution name ever. The Mr. Proper.
Mr. Proper. Is Mr. Perfect was taken? What's
I don't know, dude. Mr. Proper. Maybe it's just a bootleg Mr. Clean, to be honest. But I don't know. I heard this. I might bring some back.
When I get into cleaning some stuff like Simple Green, I like the lemon Simple Green. It's a really good degreaser.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to use it in the engine bay to clean up the rest of whatever the remnants of the fuel
Yeah,
is.
get that fuel out of there.
Yeah.
Just torch it out. A little hand torch.
It's the confusion of like, okay, there's fuel. What do I do? And like the running back and forth of like, water? No, not water. Water's bad. Water's bad. And then it's like,
Yeah, water's always the go-to, though. You're
Yeah.
like, not at this time. It's,
It's
like,
like a
grease
gri-
fire.
I was just saying
Yeah,
grease
dude.
fire. Yeah.
Water! I can't get over Big Ian calling Jordan Tiger in the chat.
hey, you might as well just call them Squirt.
Dude's unbelievable.
Hey, sport.
Hey there, sport. Hey, callback. We talked about the missing Larry Chen video.
Yep.
He put up a video explaining the missing Larry Chen video.
Oh,
And it's just-
interesting.
Him and the guy from EIG talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's literally just a 20-minute him on a video call with the guy from EIG trying to explain away this video.
Just explain it, yeah.
Okay.
It was
Did you watch it?
so fucking boring. I tried multiple times to watch this video.
Yeah.
And
Actually, it hasn't even come up in my
he probably should have just deleted and not said anything. In my world,
Yeah.
it would have gone over better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, within like a few.
But I guess he gives a shit about his audience, so he was like, "Let me say what happened."
At least explain. Right.
but man, I don't.
Right.
from
That
the-
makes sense.
I mean, I watched about half. It was just so boring.
I mean, it's tough. Yeah, because you're playing, just trying to explain a scenario over.
But
a video.
it came
That's
across
just-
real hard as like, I own this business with this guy, and I don't want a video I made to fuck this whole thing up.
It's my Dreamy 36M3 updated 2.0.
Yeah.
Full context, clearing things up. Yeah. Yeah. So
I was hoping he recut it, not to look as
weird.
There was obviously no footage present to make a good one. So, but yeah, I guess it's. I don't think it's better than just memory holding it.
Yeah.
But memory hole was pretty funny, and he said, there are a lot of comments, so we want to get back to it. So
Right.
Uh,
I had a call back in regards to, let's see, comes from Kyle Perkins,
Kyle Perkins.
and it's a little long-winded, but I think everybody will get the gist. I preach to everyone at my shop to always work on a vehicle with the lift on the locks. Plenty tell me locks will catch if the cable fails. Well, today I was installing a transmission. I had rolled the transmission under the truck and then lowered the truck down from the lift's max height. I got it to about the height I wanted, raised it, and heard a weird ripping sound when doing this raise. I heard the lift go past the locks. The click. I hit lower to locks, which relieves the cables and puts it on its locks. The side I was standing on missed its lock, and the ripping sound began some more. I tried to raise the truck up to reattempt the locking and heard the rip finished. Just then, I heard the pump motor for my lift change tone. This all happened in about 3 to 5 seconds. I let off, noticed the cable had way too much slack on my side, and stepped away. The tech next to me wasn't in his bay, and I walked away towards our dispatch. I looked back, and the cable on the other side had broken and was stuck. The shop foreman and his helper had to use a pole jack and powertrain tables to position and get the truck to the ground. The lock failed and cable failed. It was a heart-wrenching morning for sure. And then where was it? Where did I leave off? Yeah, heart-wrenching morning. And then he sent a photo to us of the truck. And he said, I could only imagine what would have come if I had been under it working and only relying on the locks to catch it if the cable was to fail. Cables fail, lock doesn't catch. Cable fails, lock doesn't catch. Tech's dead is what he ended with. So yeah, I mean, and he's working on bigger. This is like a Silverado or GMC truck.
Yeah, you gotta.
You gotta. Yeah.
I'm a big have it on the locks guy. It's real easy, especially. I mean, my 4-post when I put it in the storage, obviously that's on the locks. But yeah, there's no like stampede of mass to blow through a lock if it's sitting on a lock when the cable fails.
Right, it can't gain any extra momentum.
No, it's just sitting, and the cable's not even be under pressure, so it's not gonna fail.
Yeah. Right.
But
Right.
yeah, I mean, that's best case scenario. You hear any noise, you get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, and I think he said 3 to 5 seconds. He heard the ripping and the tear, and that was that. But quick
Glad
PSA.
you're okay. Quick thinking.
Yeah, PSA out there for all the
Yeah,
techs.
work on the locks, baby. I know my Lexus I can't put at the top lock because last time I did it, I didn't want to raise up enough to get off it.
Yeah.
So I had to mark my lift where that is, where the top lock is to avoid.
I had one other thing I saw today. Actually, if you have one, I got to email myself this.
Yeah. I believe I will be walking around Wolfsgart this weekend. So if you're up there, come see your boy. I got to go pick up a trailer from the one and only Jay Speeds. So I think I'm heading up tomorrow morning with a couple air-cooled boys. So it's going to be tough having the fastest, most capable car in the train. But luckily, someone is driving my Lexus, so they will be having a wonderful ride while the rest of us will suffer.
Oh, the absolute comfort.
I can't even... imagine how jealous I'm going to be of my own truck. Driving up, but finally getting a car trailer. I've been wanting one forever. Worked out a deal with the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Speeds. Got one he's moving, because now he's riding, double goosenecks with Ferraris, so doesn't need it's beautiful enclosed trailer anymore.
Doesn't need that pleb spec.
So, no, I'm very excited, man. I got a Miata that's not registered, just a race car. So, I've been borrowing a trailer from our good friend Jake for a while and always worried, hey, what if he needs it and I need a race? That's not great. And I don't know. I don't even know how big it is. He said he put an X5 in it, so I'm guessing 18-ish plus feet.
X5 is a pretty large vehicle.
Yeah. Larger than anything I'm going to put in the fucking thing.
Also, like, the Ferraris he was putting in it are also pretty big.
Yeah. This
big.
is a sizable unit.
Yeah.
So grabbing that this weekend, very excited. So I get to drive up in the beat, but I get the tow back. The ride back's gonna be fucking paradise,
it's gonna be
dude.
bliss.
It's gonna be absolute bliss. Now I get the air springs in the back too. Like, come on, boys. So yeah, if you're up there, we're gonna have a display. I don't know how manned it's gonna be, but it's definitely gonna be a Revival motoring display. I'll be around.
There'll be some presents,
I'll
if you will.
boy. I'm bringing my Moto Compacto, so I'll be out there. Probably everyone with the Moto Compacto in New England will also be there.
Just flying about. So I was able to capture an image of this
The
vehicle
9 Inch Nails vehicle.
this morning.
Let me desecrate you. Every time I see the Kia logo,
Oh, God. So if you look,
I wanna you like an
This-
animal.
has
Or Steiner trunk.
factory matte or frozen paint.
Oh yeah,
And to that, I just asked myself,
Kia K5. We're looking at a Kia K5.
what the fuck does a Kia K5 need frozen paint for?
Well, the owner does not like himself.
That was my first thought is this is just throw any maintenance to the paint out the window.
I think a lot of people get into the frozen paint not knowing the pain that comes with the frozen paint. And then we get a bunch of details that listen, so maybe they can correct me. Maybe I know there's obviously specialty stuff to clean it, but like as someone who likes cleaning their cars, it seems like a nightmare. And if you're just a normie driving around and taking this thing through car washes, I don't know.
I'm looking on Kia's website right now, and I don't see, at least for speccing out a new one, I don't see a factory flat.
This is the K5 GT line.
So I was going to say this is matter of fact, that might have been literally a brand new car, because I found on Kia's or a Kia dealership's website, 2025 Kia K5 GT line, all-wheel drive 4-door. And matter of fact, I can pop that up right there.
Whoa.
That looks to
Whoa.
have the flat. This looks to be said vehicle.
Very aggressive.
And it's got that flat.
Those wheels got a lot going on, dude.
What do they
These wheels look
call-
like a crown of thorns. You see those things, dude? Those wheels are straight up disrespectful, man.
What are they calling that?
The paint.
Yeah, what are they calling that color?
Good question. Let's scroll down a bit. Steel matte gray.
Monte
Ooh.
gray.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hey, the more you know.
8-speed auto with OD.
I just,
Look at how terrible that dealer badge is on the back of it.
it's not good.
It is
Oh, there we
so
go.
bad.
You know what's even
Look at the
crazier?
crown of thorns.
Yeah, I was going to say we can get.
You know what's even crazier? That matte paint is only a $695 upcharge.
There you go.
I thought it'd be way more than that.
Nah, they got to paint it anyway, baby.
Yeah, it's like a
Well,
Matter
they
of fact,
make up
you're,
for it
you're-
with the interior.
you're
dude.
just saving them money by not applying the clear.
Dude, that interior is Wolf City.
What do these things was? You're looking at the GT. Excuse me. God, sorry about that.
K5
See what's up with
GT.
Jessica. What up, girl? I'm online. How can
Starting,
I
it's a $33,000 car.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a rate,
MSRP
dude.
33.6.
That's a rate. Let's be honest.
That's a rate? What do you mean? Go lease a Tesla.
Get a free credit score, Josh. Let's do it live.
They're just going to give you one for free.
Yeah, just
Oh
pop
man,
on
it's
in.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, it just it just
Hey,
hit my my brain
your
waves
radar?
there, and I was just like, why is this? Nobody needs this.
hey, your radar.
Nobody needs this at all. I don't get it.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah. With that, we can maneuver around. And,
Well,
there we go.
That's the one.
That's
Same
the
blue
sound.
button and same old spiel. It's your boy Chuck from Revival. I'm here to talk to you about Bucks for the Boys. What is Bucks for the Boys is a question I get every time I go anywhere. Bucks for the Boys is a value for value system to keep this podcaster rolling. This allows your boys here at 5 Motors to not have to rely on any advertising on anybody. All we do is rely on our wonderful listeners. And we ask that if this podcast is worth anything to you at all, anything, and I mean it, go to revivalmotoring.com/B4B. We have a sustainable donation section there where you can choose any type of amount to give your boys in any type of time period, and it helps us plan the bills out, kind of get everything ready, make sure we keep these lights on, these mics hot, and the studio rolling.
It's true.
Also, we understand it's an economic hard time, and it has been since we started this podcast, but you can go on to the old PayPal if you don't want to do sustaining, and go to info@revivalmotoring.com, enter in any amount with a message, and we are contractually obligated to read that message during this segment. You can tell how many we get by how little we actually read messages on this segment.
How
kind of
how
embarrassing.
infrequently this section gets updated.
So yeah, we got that going on. And once I did say economic hard time, there are great ways to help us out. Help us producing is a big deal. You can hit us up with stories, pictures, videos, music, flipped over Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles.
Exactly.
Just hit us up on our emails or our Instagrams. We appreciate it. It helps us bring something up. And we have so many good listener submitted topics,
Stories to share.
comment stories. We appreciate it massively, and it helps us a lot.
You can also leave reviews.
Yeah, you can leave us reviews. We only accept 5-star, usually Apple. Leave us a funny one. We will read it here on the air.
Most certainly.
Yeah, and we appreciate the non-monetary ways, man. You can go easiest way, word of mouth, how this podcast spreads. Tell your friends. We know your friends are car guys. Hey, I listen to this podcast, car stuff. They bullshit. It's like hanging out with the boys. Just go around. You can force people to listen to it. We like that. Go on a long drive. Force your family, friends, coworkers to listen.
You get somebody locked up in the trunk.
Yeah, not a giant conversion rate from that method, but we do enjoy it.
Tune them in. It's a very short-term listen. But
Let us know about it.
Yeah.
That's
it.
And then what else we got? Oh, God, we get the best way possible to listen to this podcast. And we get it about 7 p.m., and we really mean about lately. We might even have to move it a little. Eastern time, every Wednesday. You can go on YouTube. We do this baby live. We have an exclusive pre-show that you can only see live, which is a new thing here. We appreciate you guys being in it today. It was crazy. I can't believe that happened. And those people will be back next week. So huge times over here. Come see us live. Big shout out to our chat room family. Always giving us something to laugh at the very least.
Yes.
So big shouts. Also, you can donate in the chat, guys. I don't know if you want to try that button out.
Okay.
But it pops up. We obviously salute you with the traditional air horn.
Yep. And we read your message. So if
Yeah,
there's
we want to
something
know if it
in
pops
there
up, though, because we
you
haven't
wanna
gotten
hear
one
from
today.
us, Yeah.
It's tough to hear.
Pop on in.
Hard to see.
Hey, is this thing working?
Are we live?
Do
We on? Did Josh hit record?
this thing on.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Thankfully, I did this week.
Anyway, that's what I got. So, holla at your boy.
If you're an active B4B subscriber, and we know who you are, you will receive some stuff from us in the mail from time to time. Stickers, air fresheners, things we have new that we produce when we can, and get it on out to you. There are some benefits we try to bring you. And for instance, I'm pretty sure if you go to ISC Suspension, coilovers out there, our buddies up there in New Hampshire, you can type in Revival, Revival, to save yourself some cheddar cheese on an order that you place with them. So that's still active, I believe. You can do that. And then, of course, if you're on active B4B, matter of fact, TDs, you were in the chat before. We're going to chat again. You will receive some stuff from us. Once a month, we pick a winner, and we have a particular gift that we want to give away to the winners. Moving forward, just to make things easier on us to figure out what we're going to send. And it's a cool little keepsake for you, and to show your our appreciation for you supporting the B4B. So, that's, again, active B4B subscribers. We have a list. We can figure that all out. Each and every single week, we take a look at the numbers. We used to work with NASA, but then they formed the Space, whatever it's called. What were they called? Space Force. I was going to call it Space League. They formed
Might as well be.
Space Force, and basically haven't talked to us since. So we said, you know what? We can figure this out on our own. We get these numbers. We can wrap this together. So we have a rating system called the BPL, and that is bucks per listen. And this is how we rate each and every episode from the last.
Well, it seems like we're up 1 cent, which
Ooh.
is 15 cents per listen this week.
1 cent
1 cent.
growth.
Hey, 1 cent here, 1 cent there will make
Makes the world go round, baby.
Some might say
we'll
one.
make all of our appointments at the float tank better.
Oh my
drip.
God, the drip, baby.
Some may say 1 more inch will make a big difference.
Yeah, huge, dude.
You know, just gigantic. So thank you very much to everybody out there who does support the B4B. And like we said, we get it. We understand times are tough, but you can share us in many non-monetary ways, and we appreciate if you do so. With that said, I think we can cue. News.
My harmonization is on fucking point.
Getting there.
I got one. We all got one. That's the rule now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mr. DJ.
For the boys.
$2 for the boys. I thought everybody left. You're the best.
Hey, I just want to put it out there. Mr. DJ
Hey, Mr. DJ.
was the only donator last week as well.
Oh.
So,
Consistent.
shout out to Mr. DJ.
Shouts to Mr.
Consistent.
DJ.
Appreciate it.
Love that, man. That's huge.
What do you got over there?
That's going to pay for one of these light brews.
will.
News. Hey, here's one. Remember when BMW started talking subscription services for basic car amenities?
Mm-hmm.
Only to be beaten back by consumers.
Most certainly.
With a stick.
Well, boys, they're back up to it. In January, BMW leaked a plan, the plan got leaked to add power to some of its electric vehicles for $1,200 a year. They got a little pushback for that. Mercedes is also already doing that. But apparently a new over-the-air update includes a subscription for the adaptive headlight feature.
That's crazy.
The high beam assist. So it's not even adaptive headlights. It's just high beam assist. So it turns on your high beams when there aren't lights coming at you. You can currently buy the option. Oh, it's only in Europe right now because they're trying to screw those guys first. Then they're coming for us. You know what happens when that happens. We've done it before, boys. Give it a shot. See what happens. Fuck around. You can currently buy the option with your car, so it's not a subscription. But if you don't, you can then subscribe to the high beam assist. And I read about this on the Truth About Cars blog, who said the good news is that automakers don't seem to be making tons of headway with subscriptions. Kelley Blue Book noted that despite the industry viewing payment plans or features as extremely profitable, is having serious trouble normalizing them. The outlet stated that most people already burnt out on subscriptions going toward other services that have nothing to do with automobiles. Like everything else you have to pay to subscribe to all the fucking time. Adding that drivers were likewise unwilling to opt in a monthly or yearly fees for equipment they already expect to be in their vehicle. The last issue is that car prices have only increased in recent years and people have simply less disposable income in general. As we say during Bucks with the Boys, it's an economic sad time.
You know what you don't have to pay to subscribe to?
What's that?
Revival Motoring YouTube page.
Hell no, baby. We're here.
Go ahead, ring the bell, subscribe.
Let's go.
Ding, ding.
But yeah, it's heavily annoying that they're trying this again. It's obviously most heavily annoying because you realize your car has that equipment,
Yeah.
but you can't use it.
Yeah.
The rationalization on the side of BMW or the other auto manufacturers is cheaper just to build it one way and just disable it for people, which is also crazy. Tesla does that with battery packs.
So I was just going to ask this question because I had a conversation with someone else about how they recently released a Model 3 rear-wheel drive long range. So it's identical to my car. My car's a Model 3 standard range, 272 miles of range. The long range I think is like 3 and change. And I was posed the question that if it was possible to buy that, would I buy that? And kind of went back and forth for a little bit. I think in current position, no, because I don't need it.
Is it actually a different battery pack?
No, for you, if there was a better deal on a short range, it'd work.
Or is it the same battery pack?
Hypothetically, just saying, like, if you could get an even better deal on one that does, hey, my range is only 150 miles.
Yeah.
Again, because you're such a specific case.
I don't know. But
Because they did it with some where it's the same battery pack.
yeah, was it 5 years ago? Maybe it might have been 5 years ago. They did a Model 3 standard and a Model 3 long, and they were identical. It was just software limiting.
Right.
So I don't know if that's the same case this time.
That'd be wild.
So if they were like, hey, I couldn't even put a price. I don't know. If they were like, hey, for $1,000,
Right.
you can buy the extended range.
You can make a shorty a longie.
Or
$1,000.
imagine if they do it similar to the FSD. Hey,
Subscription?
hey, for $500 this month, you get 125 more miles.
No, it's not that big. The jump isn't that big.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's kind of why I'm on the fence with it. If it was 125, I'd be like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
let's see, actually. You know
Yeah,
what?
because I mean, technically, I don't know if it's technically true, but you think they could just make some software improvements to make stuff more efficient, and boom, you can have more range.
Well, there was been, I'll take your brother, for example, like shortly after he got his Model Y, he had a software update and he was scrolling through because it shows you some of the things. And I think one of them was like faster acceleration or whatever, however they labeled it. And he's like, I just updated software and the car is supposed to be faster. Like, I mean, we don't know what that really means, but let's see models. Model 3. Let's do, come on, where are you? Here we go. All right, rear wheel drive is 272 miles of range. Long range rear wheel drive is 363. Holy shit, it is almost 100.
Wow.
It's 89 miles.
So is it the same size battery?
Yeah, I don't know how to really find that information. I will say it's cheaper.
Friggin' MI in the chat. Shuttle Shammers are doing a killer job being part of LZ's pit crew. Poor Chuck, his GTR will never get done. I was going to make a joke about, let's hope he's not doing that good of a job.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. That must be my inner fears expressed in chat.
I was going to say MI. Is that
Yeah, that's in my mind's eye. Damn, man, if it's the same size battery, I don't think it could be. That's a lot of range.
It's a lot of range. That's crazy.
Unless they just neutered it on purpose and sold it cheap.
Could be
That's
why
the- I
why
wouldn't-
they leased them out for so cheap.
I mean, we know people that work for Tesla. I mean, they'll tell us.
However, like,
And I'm sorry. So what's the cost differential?
right now, let's see, you can't. That's the thing also too. You can't lease the long range rear wheel drive. You can only purchase, and you can only purchase it for $28,490.
And what's the purchase of the shorter range? one?
$32,490. So it's a $4,000 difference.
For the long range is more?
$4,000 cheaper
It's $4,000 cheaper.
for the long range rear wheel drive right
So in my,
But
just
the
from
short range wheel drive is more expensive?
now. $32,490.
so just
How?
from a manufacturing standpoint, I cannot think that they're changing hardware with that. I have a feeling that's purely software.
crazy.
There's got to be some weird Tesla like incentive something going on because you can't lease it. If I click finance, I have to see like what it is. Includes potential incentives, gas savings. Yeah, so hold on. Let's go into here. And it's just super boring to listen to.
Probably just putting up
Sorry,
more gas
everyone.
savings, and that's why it seems cheaper.
Yeah, it's got to be what it is.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I could potentially purchase that extra 89 miles of range or 100 and whatever it is, 89 miles of range, would I?
Yeah. And imagine, because again,
Depends on the
I
price.
just imagine if it was like a monthly or just like, hey, you can turn this on and off when you want, and it's this much.
That's what's
a month.
common, dude.
That's 100%.
That's what BMW wanted, heated seats, dude.
But like we were just talking about full self-driving in the car where my subscription ended or is going to be ending and I'm not going to renew it
Right.
because
right.
I haven't really used it anyway.
I-
But if I wanted to, in 2 months, I could be like, yeah, it's great. Let me throw this bad Larry on for a month.
That's what I was going to say is like, hey, if I know I'm going on a road trip this month or I'm going to be driving a lot, I'm going to pay for the extra mileage.
It's a weird case where subscriptions are like welcomed.
And right. Because that's the thing, when you break it down.
It's so expensive otherwise, yeah.
Because
And you
if
break
you were
it
to
down,
buy,
you're like,
if you were to buy full self-driving, it's $8,000.
Yeah, you'll never
Yeah.
hit it.
Yeah.
And
I
your
could buy-
lease, you can't hit it.
You can't. So if
and
the
for them,
if the delta is $4,000, if it was $50 a month,
yeah. And for them, from a manufacturer standpoint or sales standpoint, well, hey, if all we have to do is open up this option, we're going to make money that we never weren't going to make before for something we already did.
because it's like it's a non-tangible product. It's
Right.
a non-physical
Not
product.
a hardware change, nothing. It just
Yeah.
you unlock this or you don't. And the people who want it full time are going to pay that money, or most people probably wouldn't, and they're still going to make money.
Yeah. So interesting, but
Yeah.
you get kind of propositioned with a subscription that all of a sudden you're like, yeah, all right,
Makes sense.
makes sense to me.
Right.
I'll jump on that.
Right.
So I'm just waiting for them to run a deal.
Because that's the thing is like bells and whistles like that, if you will, for lack of a better term. Okay, I can kind of see pay as you go stuff, but like heated seats or hey, there should be a big
The
emphasis
automatic high beams thing is a fucking safety.
I was just saying, it's like there should be a big emphasis
It's like
on
airbags.
standard
I'll
equipment,
grab
right?
the airbags.
Exactly.
It's like renting a car in Europe. Give me the AC for $2 a day.
Or that's the thing. Is like, hey, do you want the Takata airbags or do you want the good ones? Just pay the subscription,
rates.
right? It just there should be standard stuff at a certain point. You would hope.
You definitely hope. So, but yeah,
We'll see.
While we're on the Tesla kick, so I'm diving into this article a little bit more, but it says Tesla Cybertruck isn't the only car that won't be crash tested, and that's a problem. I didn't know this. So Cybertruck hasn't been crash tested and likely never will be. The Cybertruck isn't the only car on the road that's never been crash tested. As Consumer Reports recently explained, that's the case for a lot more cars than you might expect. This comes from Jalopnik.
Crazy.
Before you start freaking out, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and Insurance Institute for Highway Safety do still test the vast majority of new cars. An NHTSA spokesperson says the agency provides crash test ratings for 86% of new vehicle models. In 2020, the IIHS crash tested over 80% of mainstream vehicle models, which represents more than 97% of all passenger vehicles sold. Some vehicles that have not been crash tested have been evaluated for child safety, seat fit, headlight visibility, rollover risk, or advanced safety features. But that's it. You can go read the rest of the article. But I just think that is very interesting, given the light of a lot of recent news surrounding certain states and particular vehicles and citing crash tests. Well, there's some vehicles that don't even get crash tested at all.
I still think that's wild.
It's crazy.
do we have a list of the vehicles?
I mean, I can bring in like not 25-year-old cars that have been crash tested.
Let me
That was
see
a
if
big problem
this
back then.
article cites the list at all.
Yeah, that was like the catalyst for this all.
Or is it like when you like score really good on the whole term, you don't have to take the final? Like Tesla's, all their cars are insane. Like, I'll give you one.
Yeah. Well, you know, all your other cars.
You know what?
Well.
You'll be fine. The big cheese grater thing.
This trapezoid.
Let it fly.
Doesn't need to.
So
You think they'd say that was like the Model 3? They'd be like,
Yeah, it's gonna be. You guys are rascals.
this is where it gets just, with their limited resources, there are only so many cars the NHTSA and IIHS can crash every
there aren't
year.
that many car models. Like, if you break it down, there aren't that many.
And a Cybertruck is like a brand new fucking thing.
Right. It's kind of a big deal. But so it makes sense that they would focus on the most popular models still. That doesn't mean that some relatively common cars slip through the cracks. For the Porsche Macan, from the Porsche Macan to the BMW 7 Series and even the Land Rover Discovery, many luxury cars and other low-volume models have never been crash tested. Automakers are still required to meet minimum crash safety standards, so there's no reason to assume your new Macan is unsafe. But as Consumer Reports points out, it does leave buyers in the dark when they're shopping for new cars. NHTSA does randomly test cars to make sure they aren't cutting corners, but you still have to put a lot of faith in the automakers themselves to ensure their cars are safe. There's no list. We often conduct up to 15,000 realistic crash simulations and about 150 vehicle crash tests to make an entirely new vehicle ready for customer operations. A Mercedes-Benz spokesperson told Consumer Reports, Newer startups, however, require you to put a lot of faith in that they didn't cut any corners. Oh, because it makes... Again, from a vehicle manufacturing standpoint, yes, it makes sense that a larger scale manufacturer is going to have more time and do that.
Like the large scale manufacturers are all cheating on diesel.
Have the backing to test their own stuff, where newer startups, however, you have to put a lot of faith that they didn't cut any corners and their internal testing is adequate to ensure your safety.
Listen, the NHTSA can't do it. Put it out to bid, privatize it, fuck them. Government's wasting money anyways. I can't even imagine what the budget for the NHTSA is.
So that's as a private organization, there's only so much that can be done about getting the IIHS more resources. But considering the size of the federal budget, you have to wonder why the NHTSA doesn't have a big enough budget to test the Macan, much less the Cybertruck. It just makes sense that consumers should know exactly how safe their new car is, even if it's relatively low volume.
The NHTSA's budget is $2.5 billion. And that's in 23. It's 857 million over its 21 level.
NHTSA employees, let's just by chance.
And now they're submitting a budget request for an increase of 1.27 billion.
As of June 2024, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, had around 502 employees across 4 continents.
4 continents? What are they doing in the continents?
Why?
My assumption is
Why are they different continents?
my assumption is to work hand in
just-
hand with the other large
Get it back
manufacturers.
here.
But like,
There's so much goddamn waste in every organization the
it's-
government
it's-
runs. Fucking unbelievable.
The level of incompetence is staggering.
Hold on, what did you say? That was 2.5 billion.
That's what it said, yeah.
Okay. So we'll just do this,
That's
right?
just payroll?
They want a 50%
Divide it like
increase.
just payroll. Let's do it.
That's what I'm gonna
That's
do.
unbelievable. There's 42 auto manufacturers that are sold in the U.S.
Yeah, it's only...
That's to assume.
Dude, that
Go ahead.
if that would cover, if we're just talking payroll,
Which is 100% not, but
Yeah.
let's do it with the comedy end. Yeah.
each employee would earn $5 million a year.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, you've got 2 or 3 people earning like $30 million.
Right.
And then you've got like Janet just pushing paperwork, making
$20
$16
an hour,
an hour.
maybe
Yeah.
16. Yeah, dude, that's yeah, I'm sure it's just massive incompetence and government waste. But yeah, don't crash test the cars then. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Also, like, how many
what the fuck are you guys doing?
new cars are there per year? We talk about it. There aren't that many.
It's not like every car's new every year. Like just when they do a new one, do that one.
Yeah, it's a
Like
new
a
model.
Cybertruck, new car no one's ever seen before. Maybe crash it.
Totally new.
Right,
Hey,
perhaps.
crash as many of them as you want.
Yeah, just, perhaps you should take a look at that one.
Yeah, for every trim level of a Kia K5, I don't think you need to crash test every
let's
trim
see if
level.
she holds.
Yeah, I don't know. It's wild.
Hey, do better.
It's
We need you to do better. Wow.
2.5.
That's $2.5 billion down
billion.
the fucking toilet.
and they're looking at what? They're going to get up to 3.7?
You mean what? Nobody even obeys their goddamn import rules.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Got states contradicting these guys. They got $2.5 billion. They get
2.5 billion, not enough. We can't crash every car.
Can't crash
And
all
by
of
the
them.
way, I'm pretty sure the manufacturers have to give you the cars. It's
Yeah.
not like you're buying the cars
not enough
from the
days in the week to
manufacturers.
crash all
Yeah,
these
they don't have to
them.
purchase them.
Right. It's not. Dude, it's just, what do we do? Like, God, you can't get.
2.5 trillion is a billion of just straight government waste. It'll be a trillion next year. All right. Well, thanks, guys. That's a bummer.
Yeah. Dude, that's like. That's
It'd
a
be one
year.
thing if they
That's-
were like,
that's-
they didn't test specifically the 750i, but they tested the 750xi. Like,
Right.
that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. Or just like, what we didn't test. Right. The 750.
Here's the weirdest, most unconventional shaped truck ever built.
Right. Matter of fact, it's made of stainless steel and it's chopping people's fingers off. But let's not test
Yeah,
it. Let's
let's not
just
test that
fucking
thing.
send it on
I
out
go,
there.
hey, Jen needs a day off.
Right.
Not enough days in the week. We can only test one car a week.
Yeah.
If I fucking put me in charge, I'd be crashing cars every day, baby.
I don't
mean,
even know.
I would embrace the car crashing. Everyone. You know what? Matter. Send me 4. I need 4.
I mean, I don't even
Get
know.
one of them,
if it's one a
Regeras.
week, if it's one model a week,
Yeah.
are there even 52
Yeah, this
new
definitely 52.
models
This got per year?
per year? Obviously, like a 2022
So,
I can't even say 3 series, whatever, to a 2023, like doesn't change.
If you pay me $2.5 billion, I'm doing more than one a week.
so that's the. And I'm going to try to work through this hypothetically.
What are they
right?
crashing these things into? Fucking diamonds?
Nah, you've seen it. It's like the fake walls with the dummies and stuff.
Yeah, it's a big cement wall.
How much do those dummies cost?
Right.
Actually,
You have a cement
probably
wall.
a lot.
You have a bunch of dummies. You have some high-speed
You
cameras.
can probably save money by using real people in those things.
Got a list of dummies we could use. So, all right, hypothetically, because I would assume there's some sort of list that they work off. If they go, hey, you know what? The 2024 BM or new generation M2.
Yeah, that looks shitty. Let's crash that.
The new generation M2 comes out, right? Say it's, I forget what year it came out. Say it's a 2022 model, right? But the 2023 model year comes out. Hey, coordinate with the manufacturer.
Yeah,
did you make any changes? Oh yeah, we added a couple new colors. Okay, you probably don't have to test that.
All right, we're gonna crash one of each.
Yeah.
But like, if there's major changes, a facelift where the bumper's changed, I don't know. That's you
I think
probably
they're
get
gonna do
into
a lot
that.
more in their budget if they want to.
So maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm really just walking this through, and hey, you know what? We're gonna need to up those numbers. We need to double this budget. I would love to speak to somebody from. I say this all the time. Let's dive a little deeper. Explain to me how this works, because I don't, because I'm an imbecile. But doesn't seem to make that much sense to have a $2.5 billion budget and not be able to test every car. Hey, you know what? You're not going to crash the one of 12 Pagani Huayra.
That's 25,000 million. That's so much fucking money.
Right. So, but like the rest of any, I don't know, maybe there's a stipulation. Hey, what's your projected sales? Oh, we're going to sell 125,000 of them in the United States. Maybe you should test that car. I don't know.
There's going to be a lot of them buzzing around out there.
Right. This fucking giant stainless steel piss missile that's faster than anything. And just, you know what? Oh, by the way, it's shaped like a ramp. Fucking send it up there.
They said, how much would it cost to end hunger in the U.S.? Hunger Free America says it'd be $25 billion. So cut these guys out for 10 years.
Right.
We good.
Done. Hunger.
Plus all the people
Solved.
dying in car accidents.
Yeah.
Boom. Hunger solved. Probably bring it down to 5 years. I'd knock this baby out, no problem.
So much more extra food.
Yeah. Let's get it going.
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
It's a wild world we live in.
It certainly is. It certainly is. What else did we have for news?
I just had a quick one. It's some Rivian news. It looks like the CEO was on a podcast recently, a different one than we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and not ours because
not ours. No, we're working on that. We're working
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
It's actually going better than I thought it was.
okay. Love that.
And he confirmed that. So they teased the R2 and then they teased the R3, broke everyone's brains.
Yep.
So he had said that the R3X is going to be like the top tier model of the R3 line. And they're trying to release that almost simultaneously with the R2.
That's a super cool one that everybody fucking lost their
like
shit
the
about.
Lancia Delta style one.
Yeah.
Trying to release that one almost simultaneously as the R2.
No way to overshadow a product launch like two product launch.
Like two product launches. So your R2, which is going to be like your Macan X3 size vehicle.
Yep.
And then the R3 is going to be smaller than that. But they're trying to release the R3X like model from the R3 line almost at the same time. Now, I don't really know why. I don't know if it's to keep the hype strong. I don't really know. I really don't. But like, it seems like the hype that everyone put on this when it didn't get leaked, but like when they announced it was so strong, they were like, we got to push the baby to the front of the line.
It feels like it was leaked because it was like a surprise.
Yeah,
because they were doing
no
the
one expected it,
R1T and whatever, but
yeah, it's actually the exact.
Yeah, the thing looks sick.
So they're gonna lead the R3 line with their sportier model instead of traditionally people will kind of like work.
You know why? Because they have to
at the base and work
show
up.
investors that like, hey,
It's a good point.
this is cool. We're gonna put them all out.
We're gonna put them all out.
Just please keep funding.
So I mean, and we're still looking at. I mean, we are looking at sometime in 2026.
Good year.
However, that price point is so attractive.
How
At
attractive?
37 is what they're saying now, but I mean, who knows what 37 is going to mean in a year and a half from now?
Yeah, I just add a couple zeros.
Couple zeros, yeah.
same thing with the NHTSA budget.
Yeah.
That's it.
The real drag is, and I didn't know this, Rivian's another one, just like Tesla, stick in the mud, no phone mirroring software like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto.
Come on, guys. You can't build it better than them.
That's my
You
point.
just can't beat them.
Why not? Why not? And Marquez, a huge fan of MKBHD on YouTube, he interviewed the CEO sometime last year, And the CEO said it was a decision necessitated by control.
Yeah. All right, bud.
Doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah, that makes me feel irritated.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the for I mean, just again, simple question to be asked. What if it sucks?
He followed up on this most recent podcast and said that Rivian wants its software to be as integrated as possible. Something he feels can only be achieved by maintaining a high level of control.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm fortunate enough to drive an Explorer with Apple CarPlay. The software is pretty fucking integrated with my vehicle.
Pretty good.
And neither of them are made for each other.
Yeah.
It tells me where I'm going, how long I am going to take to go there. It tells me when I need gas. It, doesn't distract or interrupt me when it's telling me I have a phone call and or texts. It's pretty, works pretty seamlessly. And that's just the
Plays
third.
U2 every time you turn the car on.
Exactly.
It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? What do you know?
I don't know. Sometimes smart people think too much.
I don't know. I've never used the Rivian system, so I don't know what it's like.
Yeah. Right. I'm critiquing.
I've been pretty outspoken about how I don't think the Tesla's one's very good.
Yeah. That's kind of, I'm
It's
prejudging.
passable, but after you've used the integrated stuff, you're like, oh, never mind. This sucks.
Yeah. I'm prejudging a user interface that I've never even touched. So
Yeah.
Okay. That's our job.
that's what we do.
That's what we do here. Really let it fly.
Judgy McJudgerson.
That's all right. What do we got over there? Chat room's kind of quiet.
Chat room's going.
I'm hoping it's working. Or unless
going,
they
babe.
got crowd struck.
Yeah. I think Shook deleted it.
Oh, that's cold.
Poor Shook.
Shouts to Shook.
Wherever you are.
What
do you got?
you want to go? No consequence. No. The old no coincidences over here.
No coincidences. Fire
No
in the hole.
coincidences. This is we're going beyond what we should, but boys, we've done some incredible investigation. Corey and I today.
Probably the most I've ever done.
Yeah, we've got some real heavy hitting stuff. Even though we're not supposed to do main topics anymore, but I'm a no coincidence guy. And I realized a coincidence that happened. You see coincidence, you're like, what the fuck? Rhode Island bans K cars. A month or so later, 2 months later, low-speed vehicles, a law allowing low-speed vehicles comes to Rhode Island. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Because the greatest low-speed vehicle, obviously, is the K car. Mm-hmm. But this low-speed vehicle law is written to not include K cars. The only K cars allowed to stay on the road in Rhode Island are the guys that had them before they banned them. There's 30 of them because they took away 2 of mine. And they're basically now low-speed vehicles that you can't sell. You can't sell not in the state. Mm-hmm. You can't just transfer it to somebody. You're screwed. You can't pass them to anybody else, so they die with you. So me and Corey talking, we're thinking, who can benefit from this stuff? What's up with the low-speed vehicles? Who owns the companies that are going to benefit from this, right? You see it a lot in like beach towns and stuff now. Out here, I saw at my parents' place that in beach towns, people are like, oh, it'd be cool to have like a golf cart or something or a Polaris to go to the beach. So we look up who owns Easy Cart?
Easy Go.
Easy Go.
Which is like the
big golf cart
brand
guy.
name golf cart guys.
Owned by Textron.
Textron, yes.
Where's Textron based?
Since 1960.
Textron is a $17 billion company based in Providence, Rhode Island. Who owns Polaris?
Textron.
Textron owns Polaris.
Since 1968.
Where's Textron based? As we just said, Providence, Rhode Island. One of the biggest companies in the state. Has a lot of pull around here. Strange, Rhode Island's the first place to really get going hard on this anti-K stuff, and then immediately low-speed vehicles come out. It seems it's a little iffy. Am I
Coincidental.
It's very coincidental.
Yes.
And then we start looking at the AAMVA, the organization that put out the anti-K paper that all these
State
are quoting.
registrates are, yeah.
Turns out the second man in charge of this whole organization is the head of the Rhode Island DMV.
The second vice chair, yep.
The head of the Mass DMV, also part of this organization.
Yeah, so on the regional, also
on the board.
second vice chair on the international board of directors is the administrator at the Rhode Island Division of Motor Vehicles, and then on the non-regional board, the non-international board, the regional board is your Massachusetts person.
So I start thinking, if you were a company that's looking at how you can market, let's say you got the golf cart market cornered. How can we sell more of these things? Where they're popular in beach towns. Where do we have some beach towns?
What is the competition?
Competition.
That's kinda
What makes sense? So a golf cart's $4,000 or $5,000. What out there is $4,000 or $5,000 that would smoke a golf cart? Obviously, K cars.
and can be driven everywhere.
Everywhere, no restrictions on them.
Mm-hmm.
Can be locked.
I also
Golf
want to
carts
add
can't.
that Textron owns Cushman. Cushman also manufactures small carts for golf courses, campuses, and airport shuttles.
Yeah, so I see. It's just you see like all this stuff. Like as I said, Rhode Island there was like 33 cars registered. Why are they going all out of their way to ban these things?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And all I can think is there's some money behind this whole thing, and it seems like there's a bit of a lobbying effort going on.
Bit of a lobbying effort. They also own Articat. Articat also manufactures side-by-sides. It
looks like it's a pretty concerted effort to get this going. And it just so happens that as the low speed vehicle law goes into effect in Massachusetts, not that long ago, they start banning K cars.
Yep.
Maine's had a low speed vehicle law since 2003. All they needed to do was start banning K cars. Georgia, same thing, banning K cars on the coast. It seems all these towns, all these states just so happen to be in beach areas. It seems like somebody did research like we could dominate in beach areas.
Right. There's a market.
We got to get some low-speed vehicle legislation going, and then maybe they found that in Maine, you're trying to sell against imported $4,000 vehicles, and you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, because there's no. Yeah, because then you're just working against not even a company; it's just a better value.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a theory. We got a theory going over here.
Yeah, it's a lot of coincidence.
Corey did a bunch of digging over here.
Yeah, so I went through the International Board of Directors. And there's one there's let's see, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. There's 22 people on here. It looks like 4 of them are not from a state, a few of them are from Canada. So I said, let me take all the ones that are from a US state and go through and see, where they line up. Iowa is on there. K vehicles are illegal in Iowa.
They are illegal?
Illegal in Iowa. Maine, they're illegal. Maryland, they're illegal. Massachusetts, we know, they're illegal. Michigan, they're illegal. Nevada, they're illegal. New Jersey, they're illegal. New Mexico, they're illegal. New York, they're illegal. Oregon, they're illegal. Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota. And actually, South Dakota, I have an asterisk.
South Dakota catching the shaft. They're not.
South Dakota, not illegal. South Dakota is illegal, but there's a rep from North Dakota on there, and there's nothing about North Dakota being illegal. It's kind of weird.
So
Vermont is illegal as well. So for each of the people sitting there,
Each of their states that they are.
represent, they're illegal in those states.
right. So obviously the AMVAA is a group of people, administrators in this automotive industry,
Yeah.
and they're pushing it through the reps there.
Right.
So I
Seemingly, yeah.
Then I went through states that are represented, and there's some stipulations on like owning them. For example, let's see, where am I at here? Vermont is legal. I wrote this down specifically. So in Vermont, they're illegal. The president and CEO of the AAMVA is from Vermont.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't want to say he's from Vermont. What I'll say is he spent 3 years with the governor of Vermont in a variety of capacities, including campaign manager for the governor's successful re-election. He has worked, in Montpelier, Vermont, former director of communications of Vermont Agency of Transportation. I guess he's the president of the thing. He's got some ties to Vermont. They're illegal in Vermont.
Are they illegal in Vermont now?
Vermont does come up as, let's see,
It's a ban.
I got this cool little map here.
There are a bunch of people. I know there were a bunch of people registered them there, and they cut off all the out of state.
So like that
registration.
map represents
Oh, cool.
the illegal ones.
Yeah, all coast stuff. Says
So-
Florida. Can't stop Florida.
Yeah.
And they tried in Texas and got beat back.
So as I work my way through, like Arizona, they're legal. The owner must complete and submit the highway use certificate and make sure the vehicle complies with all extent safety and equipment requirements.
For K's, and I know in Arizona you can just buy a side-by-side and drive it on the street.
Yep. In Wisconsin, they're legal. In DC, there's no law. I don't know how that, there's no
DC's
legal
no law,
or
period.
illegal. Yeah.
I think it seems like everybody thought it was the automotive industry pushing back on these things, and it really seems like it's these utility vehicle manufacturers and like golf carty guys pushing back on
That's
these
just
things.
one company behind manufacturers. There are other companies that own other manufacturers.
Yeah, so
that
it seems like it
involved.
might be an organization of that
Some of the other states
funding some lobbyist
I didn't
efforts.
mention originally.
Interesting little Wisconsin fact here. ATVs and UTVs are not allowed on interstate highways, but are allowed on state highways with approval from the DOT within
In-
municipalities, allowing for their use on local roads.
Tons of towns in Vermont now you can drive ATVs and UTVs.
yeah.
Utah, they're legal sub 50 miles per hour. K-trucks are permitted on all Utah roads apart from highways, interstates, and byways.
Freedom out
Local
there.
ordinance may add to these limitations. Kentucky, this specifically says mini trucks are street legal in places where local ordinances allow, but they can only be used to cross state roads. There are no speed restrictions.
Love that.
New Hampshire, legal 35-mile-an-hour cap. K-trucks in New Hampshire are confined to the roads with a speed limit of 35 miles an hour or less.
That's what I heard.
It must stay within 25 miles of the owner's residence. I don't know.
Whatever happened to freedom?
Yeah.
I thought they had freedom up there.
Business use is permitted, but again, the vehicle must stay within a radius of 25 miles from the place of business. There are no permitted low-speed utility vehicles in New Hampshire. North Dakota, this one's good. 55 miles an hour. We're getting there.
Yep.
K-trucks are permitted on most paved roads in North Dakota, but may not exceed 55 miles an hour and disallowed on highways and roadways with a speed limit in excess of 65 miles an hour. K-trucks must register as an off-highway vehicle, meaning that it is primarily used for off-road or agricultural use only. South Carolina is legal, capped at 55 miles an hour. Minnesota is listed as restricted, legal only in municipalities with local ordinances that allow it. Georgia is illegal. Obviously, we talked about that. Vermont, Vermont is illegal. And then I kind of...
So we just need everybody to kind of help us look into this. There's definitely a connection there.
And again, like, there's no safety reasoning cited in any of those rules.
And I know
It's
that
just kind of like a loophole. Like, hey, let's find a reason.
So I will say, out of the people I picked on the international board who represent a United States state, a U.S. state, there are 1, 2, 3, 5 of them are legal. The rest are all legal with an asterisk or illegal.
it makes sense that they're pushing their agenda, but it's where that agenda is coming from.
Right. Where is that? What is that based on? And again, the only thing we know it's based on thus far is that AAMV document from how many years ago?
It was quite some time ago.
2011 or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think it was. We went through it big time when we were dealing with them here in Rhode Island. But yeah, there's a connection there. There's definitely a monetary interest that's causing this. But as I said, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. They're going to push against 30-something cars and go through this big thing here for this shit.
Specifically, right.
And then immediately after low-speed vehicles come out, I think there really is a lot of
questionable.
There's some questions that are going on here.
Yeah. ZHP_192. Thank you for the donation in the chat. They write, big politics can kick rocks. Bunch of idiots ruining everything for money.
And also, it's wild that the Ks then don't qualify as LSVs. That's the thing that makes me think it's tied in.
Right. What's the, yeah.
Because they're not fast enough to go on highways, but they don't qualify as low-speed vehicles. So you're literally just destroying the market. You know, if you got $5,000 to spend, it's a lot easier to spend that $5,000 on a K truck than a
Because
golf cart.
it's more versatile.
And you got $5,000 to spend. Maybe you can get a used UTV, depending on what state you're in.
Right.
I mean, if you're going off road and don't get me wrong, UTVs are fucking insane.
Yeah,
I love those things, but
right.
they're
No,
$10,000+
They serve their purpose.
And if you're not
rightfully
an
so.
off-road guy, who gives a shit?
Yeah. It's just if you're looking at it from a utilitarian use, and you also can drive this K vehicle to Home Depot,
Right.
get some plywood.
Because it obviously has nothing to do with your safety. Let's make
Right. That's
clear.
kind of, yeah.
There's definitely money behind it.
In my opinion, it just is not. Again, it's hypocritical if you cite safety specifically.
Yeah, so big shout. I know Massachusetts is pushing back. I know we have an interview coming out later in the week about this in Massachusetts. But, if you guys are listening to this and you're in this fight, let's start looking at what kind of lobby groups are making this happen, because there's definitely money involved.
There's
There's no safety involved, because otherwise they'd be banning all sorts of cars.
Right. And
There's a money thing.
And again, that's kind of, from a car enthusiast point of view, it's our fight is, whoa. Where does this stop? This needs to be addressed before it gets way too far. And then, hey, why are we doing this to begin with?
And it just so happens that in our state where they got banned and immediately brought in LSVs, low-speed vehicles, the second biggest business in the state owns a ton of those low-speed vehicle manufacturers.
Right.
So that's crazy. I mean, they're second only to CVS, $17 billion company. They have connections here in the first place. Easy to jam this one through. So, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a real shady connection going on. I'm not a big coincidence guy, so pretty interesting. So, yeah, you guys look into it, see what you see in your state. But
You can also go on, if you're interested.
Yeah.
You can also go on aamva.org and you can look at the regional board, the international board, whatever you like. And there's this little bio about them. There's contact info. I don't know who it actually goes to. But, I mean, you could just pick your state, read about the person, and see what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you Google a name, you'd be surprised how much comes up.
Yeah, they could legitimately be concerned with it, those guys, but who brought it up? That's
Right.
what
Where
you're
is
looking
this?
for.
Right. It's okay to ask the question. Where is this stemming from?
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of dinners paid for by these guys here in Rhode Island, so it was a
Yeah.
nice state to get this thing kind of going. So, anyways, that's...
How often does the International Board of Directors
we're
meet?
going. They're
There's
meeting at
one
Bohemian Grove next
in
month.
November in Vermont
Interesting.
with the time and address and everything.
Is it open to the public?
I don't believe it is.
Can we block out a bunch of rooms?
I don't. It doesn't present itself like open to the public.
Right.
So
Right.
DJ,
It just-
$2, save the K. Thank you, sir.
Uh,
I'm going to be honest. If it's not open to the public, why have your date and time on there?
that yeah.
Unless they're legally
No,
obligated.
I go to industry meetings that are not open to the public that are the day and times on there because
It's just
everyone
easier for
involved
everybody to coordinate.
shit, when is this
Yeah.
thing?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I
fair.
will
That doesn't mean
say.
we can't go.
Yeah.
I will say there is, and I haven't listened to it.
It'd be like going to the Bilderberg group,
There is a 41
go to Davos.
Yeah.
a 42-minute long June 2024 board meeting recap that you can listen to.
Okay, that'd be interesting because I maybe
I didn't have time to get into it before.
Yeah, because maybe some of the stuff is cited there.
Yeah, let's tear that apart.
Yeah.
And you know what? Hey, you know
Is
what?
there an agenda? Perhaps
September 2022, September 2023. No, Jesus. September 22, 23 of 2024. They'll be meeting in Atlanta, Georgia at the Hyatt Regency. November 13, 2024. They'll be meeting at the Doubletree by Hilton in Burlington, Vermont.
So
That's
it seems
pretty quick. They have these
every
things all
other
the time.
month. Yeah.
What an industry group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Meet 6 times a year.
Listen, at the DoubleTree, could
Right.
be worse.
Doubletree,
Right.
yeah. So, yeah, there's all the information you need. I mean, there's a ton of information on here. I've kind of just barely scratched the surface. Just trying to jot some stuff down for
You may throw a nice
for
protest
this
together,
Bring the K's.
the
you know?
American way.
But-
Save the K.
Yeah, and you can just kind of look up who is on the board in your state and maybe reach out to them if you've got some concern.
Right. Or even, hey, use your state rep to, hey, can we, can you help be a conduit to
Our state
ask
rep was in
these
some hot
questions?
water in Rhode Island. If
so-
you want to look him up on your own time, it's a
Yeah.
very interesting story of what's going on in his property.
Really?
Yeah. The guy who runs Rhode Island DMV had a little issue with the House of Ill Repute being run out of property of his. Just Rhode Island stuff.
Right. Dare I say, bringing it back to the CNC days.
Hey, unbeknownst to him.
He had no idea.
No clue.
No idea.
Right.
Unbeknownst to him,
You never check on your properties. Everybody knows.
No, why would you do that?
there were double rentals going on.
Yeah.
Oh, a little bit of a Airbnb blowjob situation. Is that
Yeah, there were minutely rentals available.
So, well, hey, that's the information for your own time.
yeah. Google that.
Yeah, you
But
love
I mean, what blew me away is like I didn't even know Polaris existed in 1968.
Yeah,
What did
actually,
they-
I read about their history back in the day. It's pretty interesting.
Oh wow.
I think they were snowmobiles.
I was gonna say early snowmobile
I mean,
stuff.
these early snowmobiles look wild.
Dude, death machines.
It literally looks like it was in The Shining.
You see them sometimes like out west or like there's some guys up in New Hampshire that like collect them and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, it's interesting how this, we found one big company that's tied in this whole thing that just so
That's
happens to be
local to
in the
us.
state that
Yeah.
they banned it. But yeah,
Again, all
See what you can see.
Coinky dinks, all
yeah, those are all suspicious.
coincidental happenings. But it's okay to ask questions.
Sure is. It's
all.
the American way.
That's it.
I mean, I guess Easy Go being founded in '54 makes a little more sense. People have been golfing, But I guess
Maybe
snow's been
golfing.
around forever.
50 foot, right.
Snow's been around since the beginning of time, bud.
Yeah. So that's the information we put out there for you.
Yeah.
Do with it what you will.
On the third day, he skied.
And the weird thing is the website I found the states and their specific laws and qualifications for K vehicles is worldpopulationreview.com.
Okay.
And
They're trying to depop.
there's a page dedicated to K vehicles.
That
Love
is
that.
very
Hey, that's
interesting.
dedication.
Does this come from what's his name? Klaus himself? Is that where it's
Now
coming
Klaus
from?
retired.
Okay.
That's probably what he's doing now, though.
He's outie. He's outie for sure. So you can search your state and it'll tell you restricted, legal, illegal, whatever, go from
Different
there.
things?
Yeah, anyways, put eyes on that in your spare time. Let the boys know. Let's get some research assistants here. We're trying to really uncover this thing. We're
There's
trying to
a lot.
Scooby-Doo this shit.
There's
Yep.
a lot of them if you start looking like restricted. So Colorado, Minnesota, Montana, Virginia, West Virginia are all restricted. So, and they all summarize pretty much farm purpose only for those 5 states.
Is
Farm
it
purposes.
trucks? So that's the thing. They never
Some
distinguish
say
if it's trucks or
some-
cars.
So they're all that's the thing. It's all convoluted. They're all different. Some say truck, some say K, some say K vehicle.
yeah.
They're kind of all there. Hawaii. Hey, go to Hawaii. No recorded law.
There we go.
How about
Love to see
it?
No recorded law here either. Just do
Alaska.
what they want.
It's true.
Alaska
it's very
has
true.
no recorded state laws pertaining to the legality of K trucks. Use of K trucks is common, but may be prohibited by local laws.
Big shouts to Brett Murray in the
Brett
chat.
Murray.
Thank you very much for your donation. Got to donate today. Currently pulled over, broke, waiting for my wife to come with my truck and trailer. The old B20V had too many VTECs today. Spun a bearing. Oh, man.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett Murray.
T's and P's.
On the International Board of Directors of the AAMVA, there are a handful in Canada. Do some digging. See what's
Brett,
going on
I was
out
going to
there.
say, you got some time.
Brett, you parting that thing out, bud? No, I'm just kidding. T's and P's, man.
Yeah.
Hope you-
Yeah.
Hope
R.I.P.
that wife comes soon.
to that.
You know how that works. We've all been there. You have a good night out there.
That's going to be a cold ride home, my friend. That's a cold ride home.
Bankruptcy!
We've all had that ride.
Yeah.
Baby, she's down again. I thought you fixed it. So did I.
I hope your tow truck driver was nicer than mine.
Dare I say, Godspeed, dare I say.
Speed, buddy.
What else do we have? Do we have anything else? What are we
His
doing?
wife is coming with the truck and trailer. Oh, this is
Oh, yeah. She's.
that's not his first rodeo.
Yeah, dude.
No, that
That's
again, the truck driver might be pissed still.
Hey, this is Canada, buddy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They fucking build them right out there. You better hope what's his face doesn't find you first, though. That crazy president of yours.
Trudeau.
Yeah, dude. You see that thing's gassed, throw you over the highway.
It's gonna seize your bank
That's
account.
instantly the.
Right to jail.
That's it.
Dude,
That's it.
go on.
Oh, broken. That's it. Gone.
Although we really can't talk about crazy presidents in any year that's ever happened. You know.
Just
It's fucking all in the same.
So
fucking,
it's all lead mouth.
We're all in the same shit NATO, bud.
somebody. Go off on a little tangent here, but somebody I watched or something I watched reference, and it was like, yeah, you know what? Pre 9/11, between, after the Gulf War or whatever, they were like, that might have been the calmest time in America.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm just like,
I lived then.
by God, you're right.
Remember,
Like, this is fucking insanity.
She's 2
ever
hours
since.
away. She's pissed, but she knows the drill. Laughing my ass off.
Oh my God. dude.
Attaboy.
2 hours is a solid run.
That's
That
a,
would have been a solid no.
2
My
hours.
wife.
2 hours. I would have called just a
Right,
different tow
Can you
setup.
call a tow truck, perhaps? That, yeah.
How about I let the car go?
Just start walking.
Start walking, dude.
Start
2
walking.
hours. What's that? 24 hours will be fine.
You got to, I don't know, buy her dinner at least.
Yep.
I think that's it for us, right?
That's it, boys.
I think that's all we got. We're gonna
Start
hold
digging.
off on questions again.
Let's
for
find
the
these
next
secret
couple weeks.
societies out there banning arcades.
Let's figure it out. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If it looks like a duck, it's probably a duck. All that sort of stuff. What is
Pope
it
shit in the woods.
from Always Sunny? Pepe Sylvia. That's the way we look right now. It's Pepe Sylvia. There's a whole board in here.
Exactly.
There's a lot of red strings
Lot of
connecting
connections.
all the
Lot of
dots. But at some point, we just somebody's got to ask the questions, right?
Yeah, we're just out there asking questions.
We're just out there doing what we do. That is all we have for you this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Another episode will be coming out with our buddy Matt Isgro.
About K cars.
Matt Isgro is a K vehicle owner. He is in Massachusetts, and he is fighting the good fight along with 558 other members of a JDM Advocate Society. Again, trying to keep their vehicles on the road. So we're going to talk to him a little in the next couple of days. You'll see that episode pop up. But for now, that's it from us. We will be back next week as always. You can find us on our website, revivalmotoring.com. You can go to our Instagram, Revival Motoring. Sign up for the B4B there to help us out. Let's see. What do we have? Anything coming up this weekend in particular? Oh, Wolfscart.
Wolfscart.
Chuck's going to be at Wolfscart. That's
There's
happening.
Lock City
This is
this
Lock City,
weekend.
yeah.
That's international
Night Stage Invitational.
Night Stage Invitational. That's what it is. Team Invitational.
Team Invitational coming for blood.
Should be super sick.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. If you can, go check that out.
That's all I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's something I'm missing, but Wolfscart's a big weekend for
It's a big
car stuff.
weekend.
And I'm going to plug this now just so it's out there. I believe I've seen the thing for Fieldworks August 10th.
August 10th.
August 10th.
So we can start, plugging that for them boys out there. So, that's all we got this week. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back next week. We are all not suicidal, by the way. Just want to put that out there. Make sure there's no thoughts of that. You never
we know
know.
these companies got a lot of money, so
Never know what's in the water. So, actually, I know what's in our water coffee. Big shouts to everybody in the chat as always. Thank you very much. That's all we got. Peace out. Goodbye.
see you guys. Thanks for listening.